Biggest question from both films, something that I was really hoping to see in the second one, didn't see it in the second one, but who is in charge of the pit? Use the chapters in the description. I'm going to be talking about the platform. Jump around to the section with the questions if you've already seen the movie and you don't really care for the review, you just want to know the questions that I have about the film. And please feel free to give your thoughts on any of these questions in the comment section. But we're going to start off with my history with the platform franchise. The first platform was released in 2020. It was one of the first movies that I reviewed on my channel via Netflix. It was one of the first videos that I ever made that cracked 100 views. And, at the time, the channel had nearly no subscribers and things were really slow. And I was kind of finding my footing. I went back, I watched that video that I made, and I thought, man, I really have improved on my speed and delivery and thoughts and all that stuff. But those things aside, I said that this movie was good, the original platform. I gave that movie a 7 out of 10. I said it was good. It was gory, it was grotesque, and it was very hard to watch or recommend. I didn't do any spoilers about that movie, but I did say in my review that I hated the last 30 seconds, the last minute of the film, because it kind of changed the way that you saw everything. And I never really went any further than that on the questions that I had about the original platform. So after watching the second platform, I feel almost the same way. Without giving any spoilers, it's fairly well executed, just like the first one was fairly well executed. This one is incredibly gory, it's incredibly grotesque, and it's still very hard to watch or recommend. But in the case of the platform 2, I feel like expectations matter a bit more here because I was intrigued with the first one. Watching the second one, I was really hoping that we would get more concrete answers about the pit and the world that exists outside of the pit. We didn't get any of that, and it kind of left me a little let down, even though I feel like the movie was still well executed and was good up until the last 1 minute. And then I felt differently. I felt like I did when I watched the first one. So let's get into the questions that I had about the first one and this one, because I feel like most of the questions can apply to both films. Number one question, most important question. Am I a dummy? Am I missing all of it? Am I missing the point? Question 2, is the pit just an allegory for something else entirely? Is this journey that the main characters are on in both films, is this just about people accepting death? Is everybody already dead? Like everybody we see is already dead. Is that a thing? Because it feels like it's a thing after watching two movies that end the exact same way. Is anything in the platform 1 or the platform 2 meant to be taken literally? Because I feel like some things are literal. What kind of a world would allow a place like the pit or an institution that has the pit in it? What kind of a world would allow that stuff to happen? Another question. It appears that you can be sent, like sentenced to the pit, or you can ask to go to the pit. Again, what kind of a world will allow people to willingly be put in this situation? I don't know. From the platform 2 exclusively, like the kids scene where the kids are just like playing in this weird looking area. What is that about? In the platform 1 and the platform 2, what is up with children being chosen to rise up like at the end of both films? Like what's up with that? Biggest question from both films, something that I was really hoping to see in the second one, didn't see it in the second one, but who is in charge of the pit? And the most important question when looking at either one of these movies is, will any of the previous questions be answered in subsequent films? Like, will you ever do more to let me know any of these things that I asked? Again, I don't say that the movies were bad. I thought that they were very entertaining and approach things in a very different way both times. It's just the endings make you look at everything you just saw it's through a brand new lens and a whole new light. And I I really feel like everybody's dead. I really feel like the pit is just like purgatory, and you are on the journey to accepting your ultimate fate. And then you accept it, and that's the end of your journey, movie over. And it's like, but then there were scenes throughout the film that kind of put people in real world situations where they're negotiating being in the pit and why they want to be there or why they end up being sent there or committed or, all that stuff. And so it implies that there's a world outside and people can choose to be here. And so I don't know, y'all. It made me feel dumb. Am I dumb? That's the question. Let me know in the comment section if you connected with any of these questions, or am I making sense? Am I overthinking? Or am I just dumb? And I didn't get what's obvious to everybody else. That's all I got for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.